He's great. He's a friend of mine. He's come up through the ranks, doing really, really well. I love him to pieces, and I'm sure you will too. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage fabulous. It's Fredbahbah, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. So I'm grateful to be in great Dunmow tonight, you know. We could be in Basildon, couldn't we? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff about self-improvement at the moment, isn't there? Like, I bought a self-help book recently. It was called How to Get Rich Quick. Didn't really work out for me, so I bought my second self-help book, How to Be Poor and Happy. But I just couldn't really get anywhere with that one, so I bought myself another self-help book, Why Being Happy Isn't Everything. But again, I just couldn't really get into that, so I bought another self-help book, Why Suffering Will Save Your Soul. Or the Bible for short. But I just couldn't really get into it, so I bought another self-help book. Maybe self-help books aren't the answer. But again, I wasn't really convinced by it, so I bought another self-help book. The last self-help book you'll ever need. But I disagreed, so I bought another self-help book. What to do when a comedy audience is becoming fatigued because all they're doing is listing self-help books. Just something about it, you know, I just couldn't get into it, so I bought another self-help book. How do I get out of this bit? I have run out of punchlines. I was like, do you know what, fuck this, I'm buying a Kindle. Thank you. Before I get into it properly though, don't worry, I am more vaccinated than I look. I'll address the elephant in the room. Like, obviously, you recognise me already from selling ketamine on the night bus. Some of you more than others. No, they say drugs are bad for you, don't they? But like, I pop pills every weekend from the ages of 18 to 24. Come out the other side with a jawline. Do your research. That is a slippery slope though, drugs, isn't it? I don't want to glorify it. Because if you try weed, you're more likely to try speed. If you try speed, you're more likely to try MDMA. If you try MDMA, you're more likely to try coke. And if you try coke, you are more likely to become a recruitment consultant. Don't risk it, life's precious. Don't you think rehab's a weird one? It's like you go there to try and fill a drug-shaped hole in your life with all sorts of fulfilling hobbies, like glass blowing. Now imagine that. You go there to fix your problems, and on the very first day, they teach you how to make your own crack pipe. I got issues, you know, like... sometimes I'll hold open doors for people who are clearly too far away just to watch them run. Any tattoos, right? Because I've got scars. Because like tattoos are just a pretense at a life lived on the edge, whereas scars are proof. Like you see this one here, right? Had 9 pints of lager, 3 lines of Keza, Supermaned it down a stairwell, smashed my wrist in 3 places. Batman. See this one here, right? Do you know what I went through? Had a mole removed. Married to the streets. I'm from the West London area originally. Right? It's a mad place, you know, like even the bad boys are posh. I stared too long at this guy at the bus stop the other day. He threatened to cut me like a courgette. Meet a lot of arrogant people in West London, though. Like, you ever met someone who's so arrogant they won't even tell you what they do? I was chatting to this guy at a party. He was like, I work for one of the big 4. What, like Tesco, Asda? But actually, it's McKinsey. I don't want to be patronising, but I'm pretty sure that's pronounced McDonald's. There's levels to West London, though. Like, you can tell a lot about the quality of a district based on what the park benches tell you. When you go up to Holland Park, the bench will inform you, Jeremy loved this park. Just being in it infused his soul with a never-ending zest for life. Go a little bit further up the roads to where I'm from, in Shepherd's Bush, and the bench will inform you that Salem's mum takes it up the batting. If you're new to the area. But sometimes those worlds can intermingle. Like, there's a brick wall near me and someone has come up in a lovely font and just written on it, whoever you are, whatever you're going through, you are enough. Someone's just come back and written over that, slag. You meet people with interesting tattoos. I was chatting to this guy the other day, he had TN1 written across his knuckles. I said, you know, what's that about? And he was like, it's a gang, innit? I was like, cool, yeah, but what does it stand for? And he says, tell no one. Don't really think you've read your gang's rule book, mate. Because what's happened there is, you've got it tattooed somewhere visible and told the first person who asked. Which is the real reason I got that second scar. Done a lot of shit jobs in my life. I think the shittest job of all the shit jobs is working in retail. Because even though you've got the uniform on, people will still come up to you and ask, do you work here? As a matter of fact, I don't, mate. Just always been obsessed with the whole car phone warehouse culture. hard being a child these days, isn't it? A mate of mine's a teacher, and 2 girls in his year 7 class made a PowerPoint rating everyone else in the class's looks out of 10. Terrible, isn't it? Who the fuck is still using PowerPoint in 2021? At least make a Canva or a Google slide. I've got to say though, it's no surprise I'm up here doing this, you know, like, I have always been special. Not in a Britain's Got Talent way, more in a, sorry, this school just doesn't have the resources. I was actually taught by this fellow over here. I've got a condition called dyspraxia, which if you haven't heard of it, is a special needs issue that comes with absolutely no economic, social or parking dispensation whatsoever. Employers haven't heard of it, romantic partners won't make any allowances for it. It's essentially like being Irish in the world of racism. But what it boils down to is a coordination disorder. It's given me a lot of issues at school with the national sport. People look at me and go, "Oh, Freddie, you don't want to play football? Are you gay or something?" Why? Do you think I'd be tempted if you were more attractive? So satisfying that, isn't it? You know when you come up with what you should have said a full 2 decades after. I don't really understand competitive fitness culture anyway, right? Because you could go gym twice a day, 7 days a week, for the rest of your life, and you would still never be in as good shape as a pigeon. Just like your average Lewisham bin chip eating pigeon can just get up and fly to India. There's dudes out there who got a knighthood because they rode to Guernsey or something. Must be weird being a pigeon, flying round. Like, look at all these bellends down there, telling each other they're top of the food chain, whilst meanwhile, I'm off on another free holiday, and they reckon it's good luck when I shit on them. That's my pigeon bit. I want to keep it wholesome tonight though, like, you know those heartwarming messages you sometimes hear that someone gets out of the blue, basically saying something like, "We have accessed a video of you wanking." I'm paraphrasing. And if you don't give us X amount of money, we're going to post that directly to all of your followers. That happened to me. Do you know how much I ended up coughing up in the end? Fuck all. It's like, it's your world, mate. Don't let me stop you promoting my content for free. So if you do want to see that video, make sure you give me a follow and admittedly, not much of a storyline, but there is a happy ending. I do want to keep it wholesome tonight. You ever go for an STI test? And then in the waiting area, see someone you've slept with, and you both look at each other like, "I fucking knew it was you." No, I do want to keep it wholesome tonight though. Like, what I want to say is you've got to get out in nature, you know? It's spiritually uplifting, nourishing to the soul. Specifically, I'm talking about pissing in a bush. Because it's just not the same pissing in a bush where I live in Shepherd's Bush, because you might end up getting it on a hiding crackhead. Now, I don't know if you know too much about crackheads, but even at the best of times, not the most laid back of communities. So now, you've got someone with no teeth trying to bite your cock off. Which is terrifying, but not entirely unpleasant. You think like really boring, good-looking blokes do the best at dating? You know, because they just become this blank canvas to project qualities they don't really have. Like, how many times have you seen a girl turn up with this boring dunce of a bloke and she'd be like, oh, he's so mysterious. He's so hard to read. Yeah, but I'm sure a book would be hard to read if there wasn't anything in it, though. They'd be like, oh, he's so masculine. He's a strong, silent type. Like, yeah, he takes steroids and he's got painfully limited vocabulary. I don't know why we've got to be glorifying this. Just want to say at this point, none of these jokes have got anything to do with the fact that my ex is now going out with a personal trainer. Have you ever seen a more unjustified sense of arrogance in any group of people? Like, get over yourself, mate, you're an adult PE teacher. Just do jokes, like I also do hard-hitting life advice. Because, you know, there's a lot of people comparing themselves to each other, wondering if they don't stack up, and, you know, if anyone's feeling like that, I just want to offer you the solution. Hang out with losers. Like friends in low places, that's the secret to happiness. Like, my mate Alan got arrested for drug dealing, and there was so little MDMA in the pills that he was selling that they had to let him go. As far as I'm concerned, the race is already won. Now, one weird thing about having a coordination disorder is people assume I'm off my tits the whole time. Which is ironic, because I'm also a recovering alcoholic and cocaine fiend. Some stuff I miss about that, some stuff I don't miss. Like, I don't miss feeling like cash points are taking a piss out of me. Do you know when you go up to the cash point, they'll be like, do you require an advice slip? Do you really think I can pull in 80 quid out of my overdraft at 4 AM on a Tuesday morning if I was even remotely receptive to advice? And beyond that, they think they are offering it anyway, right? These days when I say I've given up, people are like, oh, how do you do it? You know, do you find God? Do your parents stage an intervention? Do you go rehab? Actually, no, I was just at the cash point one night. And Nat West is going to be this heartfelt mistake. And if there's anything I know about banks, it's their insatiable desire to do what's right. So, changed man. It's quite fun being a recovering fuckhead. Like, people are proud of you just for not doing something they have no problem not doing themselves. Also, I quite like it because I'm not the most macho of individuals. Now, this is one thing you can't out-macho me on, which is the consequences of drinking. So blokes will be like, had 5 pints last night, lost my phone, weed. Next guy will be like, yeah, had 12 Jaegers, chummed it in an Uber, lad. And I'll be like, yeah, well, I got blackout drunk every night for 5 years, got beaten up multiple times, left a trail of unpayable credit card debts, and my girlfriend left me. Legend! doing a show a while back, and a guy came up to me afterwards and he went, I just think you should know I've lost 3 girlfriends to cocaine abuse. Didn't know it was a competition, but cool. Smashed it, mate. But how I got involved in all that stuff, like, I didn't have that bad a childhood, you know, I just got a very addictive personality. That, and I also believe, as a straight, white, middle-class male, you've got to create your own obstacles in life. Anyway, I've got to go in a minute. I'll leave you with, don't you think one of the saddest things about us as people is our ability to delight in the demise of people who fucked us over? A few years ago, I got fired from car phone warehouse. Anyway, a few years down the line, who happens to turn on the BBC News and who happens to see the headline, car phone warehouse goes into administration. And I was just sat there like, well.